All right, good morning, boys and girls. If you needed help with the Sparta and Athens chart, which is on slide 3 here, all you have to do is click that link to slide 3, and here you go. Notice it doesn't even fit the page. I could not make it any smaller, so don't worry if it goes off the page. All right, folks, what we're going to be looking at is Sparta and Athens and the different categories that make them so different from each other. Every other city-state had to figure out which uh, city-state that they were going to align with. Was it going to be Sparta, who was based on military and war? Was it going to be Athens, who was more focused on their brains and using their thinking skills? What you're going to do is record details on the most powerful and famous city-states of ancient Greece by using this online textbook. So if once you click that link, it's going to take you to where you need to go. Now, the only problem is you have to scroll down to find the specific information. So as we scroll down, we've covered a lot here already, Greek gods and goddesses. Oh yeah, we're going to have to come back to the Olympics. We forgot about that. All right, a cute little story about Atalanta's race, one of the kind of legends of ancient Greece. Now, we kind of skipped a little bit about government. However, government is going to come into play. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. All right, so right here, folks, there's a cool little graphic right here. Most city-states used a monarchy where there was kings and queens ruled their government, which makes sense because even during medieval times, what you're going to learn next year, most people were ruled by kings or queens that claimed that gods gave them the right to rule. The monarch's son usually won the right to rule next. Now, the king or queen often had supreme power over everyone. Okay. Now, what we're going to notice is that Sparta actually becomes an oligarchy where they get a group of older citizens, a small group, usually 3 to 8 major people, usually people that used to fight in the war, and aristocratic birth. That means that they were born wealthy or they're landowners, and they're the ones that are going to rule the rest. So they don't have one ruler, they have a few, which it makes it confusing sometimes for the people. The ruling group ran the government for their own purpose. Now in Athens first started with the first democracy. We live in a democracy, so you know that in a democracy, people vote. That's probably your knowledge about democracy right now. All citizens took part in the government. Now, it doesn't mean all people, all citizens are men, unfortunately, at least during that time period. Okay? Neither wealth nor social status affect the right to make decisions. What that means is that if you were a poor guy, you could still be a part of the government. That was unheard of. Rarely did poor people have any say in the government during any time in history up to just now in recent governments. Also, decisions were made by voting. The majority won. So about every 10 days, people would have to vote. Citizens, males, would have to leave their jobs and vote on specific information. It's called the direct democracy. All right, I know this is a bit confusing with government, but it will help you understand that Sparta and Athens were very different. Pictured here is Athena, the goddess of Athens. Now, this is where you're going to get your information from, page 379. All of this is about, and notice how the information, government and society, that is the same information that we're looking for, government and society. So you look for the 3 key pieces of information, okay, that has to do with our government and society. All right, if you scroll down, education is another one. So you can get 3 pieces of information there. And then the treatment of women here. Okay. Then if you scroll down, you're going to get Athens information. Same categories, government and society. You're going to need 3 pieces of information. 3 pieces of information or details from education. And then how women were treated in Athens. Just to let you know, they did actually fight with each other against a group named the Persians, and they actually did win. All right. Next week or later in the week, we're going to take a look at when they actually fought each other. But they did fight with each other against the Persians. And maybe you've heard about Marathon. Marathon is actually where a messenger had to run 26.2 miles to let them know that there was going to be a war with the big mighty Persians that they eventually won. Maybe you remember the movie 300 if you ever seen that. All right, folks. So you're going to be filling in 3 facts for each. I'm guessing that probably today you could finish in the Sparta, and then on Wednesday when we meet again, you could work on the Athens information. All right. It also might be helpful to go back to the Ed puzzle on Sparta and Athens, and you can get your any information